Hey guys, Kaori over here. I'm going to be reviewing an old school JRPG, my favorite JRPG of all time, Final Fantasy II or Final Fantasy IV, depending. This game is the best Final Fantasy in my opinion. All the characters are solid. We have the original summoner, Rydia, Cecil, Rosa, Kain. This review has tons of spoilers. Wakame says hi, and she also loves this game, not really, because she doesn't like when I don't pay attention to her. Final Fantasy 3/6 comes in to a very, very close second to my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time. Sorry, Final Fantasy 7, you're not my favorite, but I liked the flow of the story. You've got Cecil and Kain. They're best friends, they're pretty much brothers. One's a dragoon, and one is a Dark Knight, ends up becoming a paladin because he ends up wielding the light. Throughout this whole time, there's this love triangle because Rosa, who Kane's in love with, is in love with Cecil, and Cecil's in love with Rosa. More like love deflection. So that adds a twist to it because you're best friends, but you love the same woman. And then we have Rydia, who is a caller, whose town was demolished by Cecil and Kain. Cecil didn't do it on purpose. He didn't know that that was going to happen. But her town was demolished, so she ends up being the only caller, aka the only one that can summon. Now, summoning is a magical thing. Summoning is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Rydia is the only one that has the power to do it. Not like the newer Final Fantasies, where now pretty much you put a relic of some sort and everyone can end up wielding a power. Final Fantasy II, you can't do that. Everyone has their own special power. As Rydia as a kid, she can summon a couple things, and she can also wield some white and some black magic. Later on, when you think she dies, which is really sad because she's my favorite character, and very first time I played this, I was so devastated that I thought she died. She's alive and well, and the underworld, she grows up super quick, so she ends up being a very good caller. She can only then wield black magic at that point, but then she has a lot of more summon spells. Ifrit, and then Indra, and then Shiva, and then you can go get other summoning spells as long as you know how to get them. And sometimes there's sheer luck summoning spells, like the Imp spell, or you can also get the Asura spell, or the Leviathan spell, the Bahamut spells. All those are really good ones for Rydia to have, and I highly suggest getting those before you hit the big old boss, Zeramis. Obviously, I can talk about her forever. She is by far my favorite Final Fantasy character of all time. And then you've got Edge, who is a ninja whose parents died because they were possessed, and he has to end up killing them. Edge ends up falling in love with Rydia, and it's kind of sad because you never really get to see their love develop. Edge is like a little goofball, a little nutty, a little childish, but he's an excellent dual-wield sword guy. Rosa is going to follow Cecil wherever he goes. She gets captured a couple times, but then every time she gets captured, we gotta go out and go save her. But as annoying as that is, this damsel in distress thing, she's also very, very, very important to the game because she wields white magic. You can eventually get the white spell, which is really important. And also the wall spell, which in other games you call it Reflect. So those are like the main characters. I mean, there's also Yang, there's Tella, there's Edward the Bard. There's a multiple amount of characters, but I just pointed out the ones that you end up playing with at the last battle. And the storyline just keeps twisting and turning. You know, you got Cecil, he's the core. He's a Dark Knight, but then he becomes a paladin, and then his arch nemesis, Golbez, ends up becoming his brother, and then Golbez becomes a nice guy, and you find out that he was actually possessed. You go to an underworld and see a whole new world, and there's also a bunch of secrets. Secret places where you can get the Excalibur, the strongest sword. I mean, I highly recommend this RPG, not only because the story is so damn good, and also, oh my god, Palam and Param. I mean, the twins. They're so cute. and they have a tragic story at the end. I don't think any Final Fantasy game made me tear up as much as this one. This one is so excellent. Musical score, especially whenever Rose is around, every character has kind of like their own theme, true to Final Fantasy stories. Rydia's theme is beautiful and cute. Rosa's has the best musical score by far, but the last battle score, ooh. It starts off you need to get 4 crystals. Just 4 crystals. But then you realize that there's even more crystals. And you gotta get a couple more crystals in the Dark World. So you gotta open that portal. And then once you get that, you gotta open up the blue moon whale ship to go to the moon. This is non-stop. Bless you, Wakame. And I think it was far beyond its time. 1991. I highly recommend that you go check it out. You can actually get it on your iPad and play it if you want. A new updated version. That's I played it that way as well. Take my word for it. You're going to love it. So let me know below what you thought of the game if you played it. Who was your favorite character? What's your favorite Final Fantasy game? And thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to press that thumbs up, subscribe, and I will catch you later.